What is making us most excited about the return of Wheel of Time Season 3 coming up on March 13th?
What has been happening in February on what Wednesdays?
And are we now officially the very last podcast covering the Wheel of Time to take an in-depth look at the trailer? We'll answer all of these questions and more as we get into this special edition of Bustin' Blockbusters. Welcome to Bustin' Blockbusters. Double M here with you, Matt Murdock. So happy to be with you. I am joined by someone who is secretly a Black Aja. It's Priscilla. Priscilla from Priscilla TV1 on YouTube, who is also covering the Wheel of Time on her own YouTube channel. Don't forget that we're part of the Double P Media Network. Priscilla, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. And if I were to have an Aja, actually, if I could channel, I think it would be a green Aja or a brown. So no black for me.
No black for you? Come on. You don't. Okay. But still, if you want to be a green Aja, then you want to blow people up. You want to blow things up. That's fine. If you're a brown Aja, you just kind of want to learn things, and that's kind of boring.
No, I think I would be brown, really. But like green Aja, they have more warders, so that's interesting.
Oh, that's always a plus. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's unfair for you to have a person working full time with you, so I would just have a rotation, so they.
Wow. Okay. 6-hour shifts. That's not bad. The guys that get the night shift are going to hate you, though. We've got so much to talk about, folks. This may be split up into 2 podcasts. Let's get into this because I've already spent way too much time on the topic or into the introduction. Bubba's already screaming at me saying, "What do you mean 7 minutes before you got into content?" And I'm just going to say, Bubba, that's the way I am. And the whole idea,
it's not good. It's not good for content.
It's not good for content. Our podcast is about banter, not content.
Oh yeah, that's why you cut half of our banter the last time, right?
So I usually have to cut half of our banter, Priscilla, because it'll offend somebody. That's usually what I have to do. But let's get straight into this. What have you seen, spoiler free, out of the cover? And I mean, not how it relates to the books, but just what they have actually shown us in social medias or via trailers or whatever. Is there anything that you saw that really said, yes, this is why I want to watch season 3?
Oh yeah, a lot of things actually.
Give me a short list. Yeah.
So I'm very curious about Elayne, because where I am in the books, she just simply comes to the tower and shenanigans happen, but you don't see much. So I would love to see how she plans, the behind the scenes, because we don't see much of the behind the scenes where I am with Elayne when it concerns to Elayne. I'm also very interested in the Matt storyline, not because I'm particularly fond of Matt. I like him as a character.
It's going to be tough to adapt. That's one of the things.
But it's, like where he is in the books and where he will be in the series. How are they going to match those?
Yeah.
But I'm like not negatively. I'm not already like complaining about it. If it makes sense. I'm just really curious. I'm open to changes. I'm also very interested in Moiraine because we don't see what she sees, and we are going to see what she sees now in the series. So, every time the series is actually trying to show us what is not shown in the books, I'm up for it,
Okay.
I'm up for it. Yeah.
I think for me, on my short list, just seeing those shots of that weird city, and like in the trailer, with Moiraine encountering that ring-like structure and seemingly going in it and then being suspended in it. All of those, everything centered around that location is what I'm interested in seeing most. Secondly, because of some releases of social media stuff and things like that, I am more enthusiastic about Matt's storyline than I was, say, a month ago. So I'm not saying that we're going to get things like they are in the books. Obviously, we're not, because he's not in the same place that he's going to be in the books. But that doesn't mean that they can't still do things to make him more like Matt is in the books.
Book.
Yeah, because that's what I'm missing. Is it just feels like, because Matt has, ever since Barney Harris, kind of quit the show after episode 6 of season 1, it's kind of left Matt's character, just in terms of what they're feeling, what they're doing, in a weird place. And they started to get a little closer in season 2. But based on everything I've seen so far for season 3, it looks like you're going to get more of the Matt that book readers expect. And I won't say what that is. And it's not even about what happens to Matt, even though I feel like that's important in making him who he is. I'm just seeing flashes of things that make me excited to see his storyline, as opposed to season 1 and season 2, when he didn't go in the ways in season 1, and pretty much for all of season 2, where he kind of got gaslighted by men.
I thought it was hilarious. He is not going in the ways. It was like, man, come. In retrospect, was hilarious. Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, just weird. To me, it was just weird, and it really hurt. Even though I think Donald Finn's going to do a great job, and really did the best job that he could with the material in season 2 that he had.
I think he was good, actually.
Yeah, he did good.
He was good.
But he still didn't quite get to that point where he felt like Matt. And there's some things in this stuff, especially there was a reel that Wheel of Time official account put out of him talking about, yes, I am the blower of the horn, and all of these things in character. It was hilarious. It was great. It was the Matt that I love from the books. So I'm really excited to see how that folds into the episodes themselves. The first episode has already premiered at a big premiere in London. It was February 22nd. There were a lot of content providers that managed to get in there and get tickets for it. I remember seeing the Dusty Wheel, Malkier Talks. I think somebody from Watt Series was there as well. There were just all kinds of folks there, and lots of stars like Aola and Sarah. I'd have to just go to your social medias and find the Dusty Wheel or Malkier Talks. You'll find lots of people. But the thing that I was most shocked at, and this happened on Blue Sky, perhaps on Twitter as well, but I'm not there anymore. The loneliest Gai'don, who is somebody who's been among the fandom and just kind of interacted with everybody quite discreetly. I mean, just like a normal fan, revealed himself to be the tweeter of chaos at that place at the premiere. He sent a post out with his picture saying it's been an honor to be your tweeter of chaos. And I love that. I love that he just is a fan. He's been hanging out with us. And then he always gets the inside stuff and did all of the great fun social media stuff with the clues and everything. So congratulations. He's no longer doing it. He who tweets with the dawn, who was the first person who posted for season 1, Tweeter of Chaos took over for season 2. He's evidently not going to be doing it anymore. And so he just wanted to kind of out himself. Congratulations, first of all, for keeping it a secret for so long, loneliest Gai'don. And secondly, thank you so much for making things so fun over the course of season 2 and leading up to season 2. That was absolutely fantastic of you, and you did a wonderful job, and we'll miss you in that way. Hope to still see you around on the socials, just as loneliest Gai'don. But again, thank you for doing that Tweeter Chaos role. Priscilla, have you caught any wind? Have you watched any of the coverage of the premiere?
No.
Right. Have you had time? You had no time for you?
No, I have no time. Yes, no time. It has been crazy.
one of the
But I'm very pretty much looking forward to March now that we have Wheel of Time. And yes, 3 episodes in one go. I'm already used at this point, you know.
Right. Yeah. The thing about that is it looks like, because they've done this, and you got to credit the Wheel of Time fandom for doing something that I don't know that a lot of other fandoms would do. And that is all of these people without an NDA, without a non-disclosure agreement. All these people watch the premiere. Nobody will say a word about what happened in it. Some of them even refuse to say how long the episode is, although I have heard some rumblings that it's just right at about the 60-minute mark for the first episode. And I just appreciate the fact that Amazon trusts that fandom to do the right thing and not spoil everybody. We're very good about trying to keep book spoilers. I'm not with Priscilla because I'm mean, but we're usually very good about keeping book spoilers out of non-book readers' faces. And this fandom is just absolutely fantastic at all of that. So
yeah, I think so. I think overall is like the Wheel of Time fandom. I have been interacting with a couple, like not all fandoms, but I think it might be my best experience actually. Like everybody's very positive and welcoming, and it is small in comparison to other fandoms, I think, but people are very enthusiastic in a way that is it's very encouraging, you know.
yeah.
There is always like this kind of competition among fans in fandoms, who knows more, which theories is better, blah, 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 and but not. I have seen very little in the Wheel of Time. People are like very like, oh, you just read. Even if you just read like a couple of books, like they are very like, oh no, you should get prepared for there are some things to come.
Right.
And they are very, you know, if you don't want to be spoiled, they don't spoil, as you said. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
And the series is also, I think like the leaping quality between season 1 and season 2 was also very, very like encouraging. At some point, we still haven't heard about season 4, right?
Yeah,
So,
they still have not made an official renewal announcement yet, but hopefully they will. That's a lot to say. Folks, you may get to see the whole first episode for yourself 5 days before it releases on Amazon officially. There is a link where you enter your email address, and then they say they'll send you a link to this fan event, which is occurring on March 8th at 12:45 p.m. Eastern. That would be 10:45 a.m. Pacific. It would be 5:45 GMT. As of the time that we're recording this, the link is still active. We'll put it in the show notes. So just to let you know, you might be able to see the first. What I got was just a message saying that I'll be sent a link on the day or the day before, maybe. And it's only going to run just that one time. You won't be able to rewind. You won't be able to pause. You won't be able to stop anything. They're just going to show it. And I think it's actually, they're going to show the episode, and then they're going to run some of the little Q&A session that they did at the end of the premiere last Saturday. So you'll be witness to that as well. So it'll be kind of like you were at the premiere, which is cool. That's a nice way to do it. I think Amazon or just iWatt or whatever is doing the production of all of that is doing a really good job of trying to engage the audience. Again, it feels a little desperate, but you know what? I'm going to take advantage of you being desperate, because I was going to watch anyway, but I'll happily watch early.
Don't say desperate, say eager.
Okay. It's better. We'll go one letter up from desperate to eager. And
it's too eager. You're too eager. You're too keen.
I say desperate. I'm stuck with they're desperate, but I'm okay with them being desperate. It is because this is a make or break season for the show, regardless.
Oh yes.
I mean, even if they had a green light, people might stop watching if they don't do some of these storylines right. So, or do them justice in the way that they can in their turning of the wheel. Here's some feedback that we have spoiler free, and then we're going to go to our spoiler section after that. Adrian Glover says, a great video, superb blend of insightful and witty. Now, Priscilla, that wasn't you. That was me and Coach T giving our top 5 trailer moments,
Of course.
which is all that we talked about. Hate to say that, but you know, I got to rub it in when I'm deemed superior to you. Light blinded fool.
Oh my God. My God.
Light blinded fool, who is a great fan, who shows up at all of the chats for everybody. It's just fantastic. They're fantastic. They stopped by to watch this same one with me and Coach T, breaking down our top 5 trailer moments, and said, hilarious and informative as ever. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Light Blinded Fool, for doing that. There are always doubters, and I know that I sound like a poo-pooer sometimes, but how is this for sounding like a poo-pooer? Oral says, this show is still on? Yes, it is. You should watch. Season 2 was much better than season 1. Season 3 is going to, I think, blow everybody out of the water. I think it's going to feel like the first real season of really good television. Because to me, looking at it, it looks like they have 3 finales within 8 episodes. The first episode is going to feel like a finale episode. The 7th episode is going to feel like a finale episode. The 8th episode is going to feel like a finale episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'll talk more about that in the spoilers, but
Okay.
that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, for sure. And Rant Almore, who is also somebody who I know from interacting with the Wheel of Time community on Blue Sky, who has put together a great list day by day of all the interviews that they're finding. They just post them, post after post after post with all the interviews. I don't know. There's something like 67 of them out there or something like that. And they're all like 4 minutes long because that's all the content, you know how those junkets work.
Yes.
So they, but they're meticulously doing it. On top of that, Rapunzel 347, I can't remember Rapunzel's last 3 numbers. Sorry, Rapunzel. Everybody in the Discord community around Wheel of Time knows you and loves you because you put together all of the What Idol playlists and everything. And Rapunzel has made a complete playlist on YouTube. I'm going to put that link in the show notes as well so that you can see all of the interviews. Again, you'll go through, 14,308 of them, and it'll only be 4 minutes long. But it's still fun. You still get a nugget. A lot of times they're the same questions, same answers, but sometimes you get something different. So it's worth the watch. But anyway, Rant Elmore said hype, and that was on our images breakdown podcast, Priscilla. So they watched that. And since they didn't admonish me for being wrong about anything, I'll take that. Thank you very much, Rant Elmore. Folks, that's it for the spoiler-free part. I know I kind of shoved everything through real fast, but we're going to get into talking about some the images from everything. There are some folks who are talking about this stuff from a spoiler-free perspective. If you want breakdowns of the first 11 minutes of the trailer, of all of that, I can't do it. I'm incapable of keeping my mouth shut about things like this.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a very hard time with Bubba being on the cast with us again when the season returns, because I'm probably just going to have to let Priscilla talk and just ask questions because I don't want to spoil Bubba. I think that's the thing that's going to happen. I don't think I can give a take. But at any rate, book 7, A Crown of Swords. And the only reason I'm doing this is because of where Matt's storyline is located and how that relates to a different storyline in book 7. That's why I'm saying I won't go past A Crown of Swords. I won't go into A Path of Daggers or anywhere beyond that. But if you've only read the books, or if you have not read all the way through A Crown of Swords, this might not be the podcast for you. And that's all I will say, except for Priscilla, who seemingly doesn't care that I spoil the crap out of her. Yeah,
never.
She's You know, she'd be one of those people that we would all be trying to protect on social media, and she'd just say, "What, are you crazy? Just tell me." So anyway, if you're here for spoiler free only, thank you so much for joining us again. MatthewMurdoch.bsky.social, at Priscilla TV1 on YouTube, and don't forget Double P Media, Double PHQ on the socials, and on YouTube at the word double, the letter P, the word media. Moving on to spoilers. Here we go. Spoiler alert. And here's our third topic, which we are now going to get into. The first 11 minutes, well, 11 and a half minutes, really, 11 minutes, 24 seconds, if I recall right, were released on the Amazon Prime Video app. You can still see it there. The only reason we're giving a spoiler for this, because it is available for public consumption, is because we're going to be relating to it through some book thoughts as well. And we don't want, you might see an item, but we're going to tell you what that item is and why it's important, as opposed to just telling you, ooh, what is that? And lying to you by acting like we don't know. So what we have here is the first 11 minutes in the opening shot. We're told by Rafe that this happens in the first 15 minutes of the episode. So I can't really say that this is the cold open or not. I think everybody pretty much thinks that it is. But we start in Talvaralin, the lovely look at the White Tower in the rain, very foreboding of what's about to happen inside the tower for sure. Swan is out on a railing outside of her office or her suite or whatever it is that she lives at, and looks lovely. She's looking straight down at the streets of Tar Valon. You stop me whenever you see something that you want to talk about, Priscilla. As she looks down on the streets of Tar Valon, she's looking, I don't know, somewhere pretty close to the river. It looks like, well, she's looking kind of towards the south end of which would be the South Harbor. And then Leanne, her second in command, says they're ready for you now, or we're about to begin. So automatically you're thinking, what are we doing? What are we starting? Here we go. Love all of that. Then while Swan is looking down at the streets, we actually cut to the streets, and Moiraine and Lan are there. And Moraine's actually looking back up at the tower. And Lan says something to the effect of, she's going to be fine, knowing that Moraine's thinking of Swan, because Lan's bond is back and now he can feel what she's feeling. And she says, it's not her day. So I guess she's talking about Nynaeve or Liandrin at this point. I don't know whose day she's talking about, to be perfectly honest. We then have this shot, which, darn, got this wrong in the trailer. I said, this is Age of Legends. None of those clothes could possibly be New Aes Sedai or in our current time. I still don't. I guess that is one of the reds that we see later, but her uniform looks black there. Yeah, I would have bet money that this was Age of Legends shot. Nope, it's just the entrance to the interiors of the White Tower itself in today's time. I was wrong. So there you go. And then we see Liandrin. She's being approached by two Sisters of the Red, who says you've been called to a meeting with the sitters. And Liandrin basically says, I will be just fine. I have plenty to say. Folks, I'm not going to get any of these character names right. Claire Dunn, I know, is the one on the left. I can't remember what she's called, what her character's name is called. I cannot remember this actress's name. Then we cut to Varen, and she's got Naomi and her sister Adelaus, which that's a slight change from the books. Adelaus is not actually her blood sister, I don't think, in the books, right?
I don't think so. Well, yeah. I don't remember. No.
Yeah, I don't remember it being mentioned. So maybe it's Maybe
Who? There were a couple of sisters, yes, but I don't know
if those two were sisters, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know
but
either.
there in the books there are sisters. There are two sisters, brown ones, right?
Yes, and they are who Moiraine goes to visit to
Yeah,
learn more about the prophecies
yeah.
and how to do the bond thing or
And
the
they
unbond thing with land.
but they show also season 2 they were shown.
Yes. Anyway, they're walking to a different part of the hall, away from the main area, and Naomi's asking where we're going, and Varen's basically saying, "You'll see." And then we have just a whole bunch of sisters. There's some yellow sisters there who will become important in just a few minutes. And Alanna, oh my gosh, decked out in her war gear. She's ready to go. Look at that. I don't know if I'd be wearing that much bling to a meeting, but Alanna can do whatever she wants, as far as I'm concerned. Maxim and Ivan tell her, let us go in there with you because, Liandrin might be a threat. Alanna says, oh, no, we've got that handled. We've got that handled. Don't you worry,
Oh,
boys.
how they got yeah, they have it.
Ivan and
They have
Maxim
it.
were
They have it in the bag.
Yeah, they were absolutely right. But she said, nope, men can't sit in there. You know that. That's the rules. So there's a little bit of sexist attitude from the Aes Sedai. And I don't know that Maxim and Ivan would have made much of a difference anyway. They can't be in the hall without just cause. I'd say Liandrin being a Black Aja is pretty just cause. But, that's just me. And she has a plan for the Reds, referring to Swan. Here's a classist attitude from the Aes Sedai. Swan assumes that because Liandrin is a Red and she's Black Aja, that all Reds are Black Aja. Big mistake. Big mistake, because that's not the case at all. Look at Leandrin's outfit, by the way. It's got black in it. I love that. It's like the red is being stripped away. It's really signifying like the red is being stripped away, and you're seeing what's underneath is the black.
The thing is, we are told that Swan has a plan, which it implies that the Reds were caught off guard, but like it's obvious that Liandrin and the others also have a plan, right?
It's very obvious that actually in the game of pawns or chess or whatever, the Black Aja was one step ahead because they had planted Naomi.
Yes, and this is like a part what I found very interesting.
It's almost like Liandrin has agreed to be a distraction, and the fact that we don't
see that in the books. We just see the aftermath of
right.
This Reds against not this Liandrin and Black Aja against the tower. Right. And it's already like a second blow to Swan, right? In the series.
Yeah. So this, I guess what happened in Carian was the first blow.
The first blow
in the show.
And this is the because they are going to steal a lot of things.
Right.
And we see that.
Yeah, right.
We see that.
And not only that, but that does sow the seeds for the big split.
Yeah.
That allows Elayne to take control. Yes, absolutely.
But that's what it's more interesting to me. That this 11 minutes are like they are setting so many things that we don't see in the books, and even when Elayne does her thing, and she's pretty nasty when she does it, like really really nasty, we don't see the behind the scenes of her. We only see both in the series and in the books that Swan actually is not prepared at all. She's like really not prepared. She's always getting caught, kind of, right?
Exactly.
Despite years of preparation, her and Moiraine, they're preparing. It all goes down in 5 minutes of a behind the scenes meeting that nobody sees,
Right. The luxury of being an author. You only have to explain things when you want to explain them.
Yeah.
As opposed to a television medium where you kind of have to see things set
You
up.
kind of have to show, yeah, because yes, and we are seeing that, which I wonder if we are going to see. Yeah, let's like if you want to go shot by shot, go shot by shot. But
okay, so Liandrin is told that she's going to be the only red to sit in there, which I bet relieves her because she knows that the two behind her are not Black Aja, and she's got basically the lead sitter of all of the other Aja, or at least 4 or 5 of them, on her side. That makes her odds better for this whole distraction routine, which is fantastic. Although she plays the part like she's not like she's taken aback by it. Liandrin says, Liandrin will speak for the Reds today. And the boys are left out. And no other Reds are allowed in. Again, a big mistake by Swan. So Ivan and Maxim are shut out.
But I have to add that this big mistake by Swan was also it was also like a very bad mistake politically, because it's also taking away the legitimacy of this meeting. Like, they should have been there anyway.
I agree.
So
by rules, Leanne says that you only need 11. So,
and like, she has been making poor decisions since season 2 with Moiraine too. So
yeah, it's true.
When the thing that happens, you cannot even say, "Oh my God," you know.
I'm not going to say Swan, you had it coming, but
I'm not saying that, but yeah. You kind of start like doubting that she is the right person to be there.
Exactly.
And in the end, she's not.
So Liandrin accuses Swan of meeting with Moiraine secretly while they were in Carian, of meeting Rand, and instead, this is an interesting thing. They keep bringing up the fact that the Amyrlin seat is supposed to detain the Dragon Reborn to use him for their own purposes in the last battle.
It's an interpretation.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of more Elyda's attitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than it is Swan's in the book. So, anyway, she accuses her of knowing that he's a Dragon Reborn and letting him go, which we know is not the case unless Moiraine and Swan planned all of that so that Swan would look innocent, which is also a possibility, but I don't think that's actually what happened. I've seen theories out there about like that. I'm not going to go with it. The sitters are all shocked that Swan would do this. Swan basically says, I'll answer to any of these charges if you have proof. In the meantime, I have proof that you're a Red Ajah, that you can break the 3 oaths. And I said, I cannot lie. And she says, accuse Liandrin of lying. Liandrin says, oh, no, I didn't. See, she's just trying to silence me. And everybody is wondering what's going on there. Eventually, Swan says, okay, we're going to call your bluff, baby. We're going to bring in Nynaeve Imera. Nynaeve's going to testify that Liandrin sold her to the Shanshan, kidnapped her and sold her to the Shanshan, which would break the 3 oaths because you cannot do harm to another Aes Sedai. Liandrin starts to fire up at Swan. She just says, well, okay, you got me, and tries to power up. But Alanna and Leanne are too quick, and they shield her, I guess, in a way, because she looks like she's struggling. Then Swan takes over and says, we're going to get every Black Ajah name out your mouth, and then we're going to still you, and you can just die, suffer the consequences from being stilled, which is usually to die. She doesn't say it in that many words. I'm just trying to paraphrase what she said. Liandrin ends up in this big ball of fire, as Swan is lifting her off the ground with the one power. And Leandrin says, "Yeah, I'll give you the Black Asha names. They're all on here with me. You're toast, babe." And so if you look at these images that we've got, the one on the left of the yellow here is, well, she's in the center of the three sitters. She's a Black Asha. The one in the center of the whites is a Black Asha. Joya is sitting in the center of the grays. She is Black Asha. Remember how much trouble I gave Bubba when he said, "Why are you talking about a woman with her head shaved?" Like I was being mean or something. And I said, "Well, you'll see." This is why.
But this is another thing that it's completely bonkers about Swan and all this planning that she done, right? All this planning that is going on is that you see in the books that like dark friends that are failing in their plans, they are dealt with among themselves. They don't if they fail, they are toast. Their families get toasted, everybody gets toast. So this whole idea of, we are going to get the names on, which is something that actually does not work that way also with Nynaeve and Egwene and stuff, is what Swan is doing right now, that she wants to get the names, right?
Yeah.
But Liandry, that's the bluff, because Liandry could not even say the names without facing the consequences. And the consequences that she would face with being a dark friend are much more terrible than the consequences of giving the names for Swan freely, So that's when she said, okay, so it's the reverse. It's like they are actually enjoying this at some level, that they can be out in the open.
Yeah.
They are. It's like Swan, in Swan's mind, this is so secret. I'm going to get all these names, and I'm going to read the White Tower from these people. And I was like, no, actually, we want to break fear. The dragon is already reborn. Yeah. The dragon is already reborn. The White Tower means nothing.
Right. Because the real plan is with Naomi getting the Terangrial, right? They could care less whether they're outed or not, because they're all going to be heading to Tanchico anyway.
They have their plan. They have their mandates. They have their orders, and the order is, well, the White Tower is only good for one thing. There's a lot of treasure there. There's Angreals and Terangreals. So you just spoil everything, and what they are going to do.
Yeah, they've infiltrated the place as much as they can. They're not going to get anybody else to join them. So the thing, this is an exit strategy for the Black Asha, for sure.
Yeah, and this is another naivety, because it's not about a political struggle. The dragon is reborn in this case. So Swan saying, I want to know the names. Why?
Well, so that she can get rid of all of them, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not going to help you. What she should have done was declare for the Dragon Reborn, actually, I think.
Exactly, yeah. Alanna, after Liandrin calls for all the sitters that are Black Asha to help her, Alanna has to end up defending some Swan and some others from getting hit by a whole bunch of things. Leanne is using her staff and the one power to shield Swan as well, as the Black Asha surround where Liandrin is suspended in the air and just start attacking everybody. There's one shot in here where an air whip cuts a girl in half. Did not include it in my images. I don't think we can show that on YouTube. Well, we probably can.
This is a joke, right? Nynaeve.
This is so funny because you and I laughed so hard when Pogo de Dragon said,
Povo do
said,
dragão, yeah.
yeah, said, of course Nynaeve can't do any weaving. She can't. She's blocked.
And she's like,
And the expression of Nynaeve's face when she's trying to help, she just can't get anything to work. She's totally out of it. It's almost become to the point where it's comical, which is kind of sad. But
it is, yeah.
it is
It's kind of
comical.
like, come on.
Just pull on your damn braid, Nynaeve. That's all you had to do. Make yourself angry. But no. Instead, she just fails. Just trying so hard, or there's nothing happening coming out of those hands with accepted bands around the wrists. Why is she accepted? Because her power is so great and because she went through the arches. But instead, one of those air whips that cut a girl in half starts cutting columns in half around Nynaeve, and they all collapse on her. So you don't really see her after that, I don't think. Maybe you do.
Yeah, we don't need her.
Yeah. Well,
So,
so you kind of, I guess if you're watching this and you don't know, then you think that, oh, there's, what happened to her. But for us, we know that she's going to be all right. So it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
Maxim and Ivan are kind of like, let us in, let us in, let us in. We hear all the crazy. And Alana, of course, if they're bonded with Alana and Alana's whipping ass, they want to whip some ass too. Yeah, they're pretty distraught though in those images. And then the two Red Ajas show up saying, hey, let us help. And Ivan's having nothing to do with it. Meanwhile, on the inside, wow.
This is very nice.
Yeah, I loved these shots. I've heard them called a little bit over the top, but I'm not going to say that. I love
who said that? Look, we like it's fantasy, and I appreciate an over the top.
Hey, they had me like, when the girl got cut in half. I didn't care what it looked like after that. Except
like
I will
showdown, right? Like when they're all getting like crazy power, because we don't get to see this very often, people.
Yeah, I will say.
Do we get to see this often? No.
I will say that the only shot that kind of rubbed me the wrong way was after the girl got caught in half, how easily the body kind of slid down the steps and the bumps looked kind of uneven. I looked at that and I said, it's a little weird. But because I'm not sure a body would actually fall down the steps in that way. But I didn't care. It's still, she got cut in half. That part of the shot was awesome. And then, then you get all the crazy still happening. Swan's screaming. Joy is picking up rocks and Leandrin's screaming. Joy like starts weaving stones at Swan and actually hits her, knocks her over. That causes her spell on Leandrin to fail, and Leandrin falls to the floor. So Leandrin ends up on the floor right there, having fallen. Swan is on her back. Alana is rushing. Leanne is like, what the heck just happened? It's just crazy. What did Rafe call this? A bunch of 45-year-old women shredding or something like that, which I said, the mean age there is probably 97 between all of them, as old as I said I get. But the actresses, I guess. Anyway, it just gets crazier and crazier. Swan's really hurt. They have to call in a Yellow Aja to help her heal. In the meantime, how does Naomi know what's going on? Because Naomi says something like, we should help them at the tower. How do they know? They're away from it. That's the first tip off that Naomi is Black Aja. So Varian says, we have to protect these Terran Grial. Why not just protect the wall? Why go into the, I guess in case they could enter from other places, but I would not let the opening be there. I'd just stand in front of the wall and protect the wall.
It's just show how unprepared Swan is.
Yeah, and
it's to a degree that it's kind of like mind blowing.
Okay, I'm going to put this in your head, and I'm sorry to spoil you so far. Is this Varen's plan as well?
I don't think so. I know about it, so you don't.
I mean, that's what
I
this
don't
whole
think so.
plan is about. You don't think so? Okay.
Mm, no, no, but like,
Because if there's only one way in and one way out, then the better
mm,
plan is to not ever allow a way in
mm-hmm.
or out. Which means
Yes.
you don't open a gateway or don't do the spell that removes the wall so that you can get to the things. Now, here's another question. Is this,
Mm-hmm.
and this is book 5 stuff, I guess. Is this a gateway? Is it possible that
Mm,
this location is somewhere else completely different? And she's just cutting a gateway through to get to that place. If Varen has that kind of power, because usually only the Forsaken, who are from the Age of Legends, knew how to do these kinds of things. Um, on the other hand, we have seen Terran Grial, and Varen's very curious about things. We've seen Terran Grial, where that Moiraine uses to go visit Swan in her little fish head of love. So, could she have learned how to do this from that kind of thing?
mm-hmm.
So it's just a
Mm.
question to ask as a book fan. Naomi, of course, is very excited because this is exactly where she needs to be. Ooh, I'm excited, she says. Meanwhile, the Reds are saying, let us in, let us back into that place. We're going to take care of Leandrin, don't you worry. And then Jean and Chesmel show up. Chesmel is the yellow, Jean is in the green. I think that's how you say her name. And you think that they are going to be helping Ivan,
Of course not.
Ivan and Maxim, but in fact, uh, once one of the Reds kills Jean's warders, she says, "I can feel him dying," and she gets off on it. It's crazy. And then she starts to shoot one power at these Reds, who are actually good guys all along. Not all Reds are bad, people. Not all Reds are bad. That's just the way that is. Not all Reds are bad. Um, Inside, we find out what's going on here. This is the male
Mm-hmm.
idom, right? This is the bracelet
Mm-hmm.
that would be used to tame a male Chandler. So there's that, which points to the history of how it was actually an Aes Sedai who taught the Shan how to do the idoms, which I love. Here, look, look, a red framed doorway. We know what happens to Matt in the first one in the tower. He goes and visits somebody and gets 3 prophecies, right? Or something like that. And then he goes to the one in Ruidian and ends up with the gifts, the Foxhead Medallion. Or does he get the Foxhead Medallion in this one? I don't know. But either way, Naomi's just checking everything out. She loves the way everything looks. She's trying to figure out which one she can stuff in her bag because she works that way. There's the red strain. I got this image is kind of brightened up from Watt series. I love that. Now, are there foxes and snakes up there? Snakes for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Is that a fox?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Should be.
yeah. So beautiful. It's gonna do very bad things for my bingo card if anybody walks through that. But nonetheless, I can't complain. If it's just fan service, I'm gonna be kind of mad. But at least they were letting book readers know, hey, we did think about it.
Mm-hmm.
That there's Terangrial with dice on it. Everybody's digging all of the little artifacts. Naomi's very happy, and she finally, basically turns around and says, "I'm just so glad that I don't have to put up with your bull anymore, Varen." And then zaps them. I was trying to figure out what this particular Terangrial was that they were trying to protect. At first, I thought, nah, it's not Kalendor. It can't be Kalendor. So I'm not too worried about that. Uh, this one, I'm not sure either what it is. Do you have any idea? Do these seem like they match any descriptions for you?
Oh, I watched the Road to Tarvalon, and she also did not have an idea on that one that you zoomed.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know. Like there are some that I remember, like uh the one you showed before, like
The dice?
the bread, yeah, the dice, because of her video. I watched her video before.
Oh,
I
okay.
was watching her and she was explaining because there are some, like there are so many of them, and I remember like they steal a lot. They kind of like almost completely, like they got the all the treasures from the tower, right?
Yeah.
Like they take a lot of things. And there is a list that Swan gives to the girls, no, of the things that they need to
Yeah.
recover.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like and that's, but
Yeah.
Egwene has one. Remember? Egwene has one of those
Yeah. That's the one
to
that
enter
helps her
in
get into
the
the
world of
dream
dream.
world. Yeah, that helps
Yeah,
her get into
exactly. And they
Teleron.
keep investigating there. So I don't remember exactly the list. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. I
Because
know there is a list, and it's
uh,
a big list and
yeah,
stuff.
but at any rate, Naomi says, "I've had enough of your bull. Here's a compulsion weave." Now you can see with this particular image that Varen is able to shield it off at least a little bit. She's able to counteract it. Adelaus, no chance. It goes straight through. This looks like compulsion or something worse. Naomi's very
She's so happy.
pleased with
Yeah, did
herself.
you see? They are very happy about it. So
Yeah, yeah, she's having fun doing this. And of course, that confirms that in the teaser,
that's her. Yeah.
we saw Naomi. Everybody was dancing around. We didn't want to lump all
Yeah, but
small
because
people into.
in Tanchico they have like
They have entertainers and
a
things like that.
dorm.
Yeah,
They have a dorm. They have like what is called a fraternity
right.
house, a frat house there, right in Tanchico. All the girls of the Black Asia.
Yeah, yeah. They got a
So
meeting place, and this
yeah,
is probably it.
this is probably it. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm not so sure that they're not all looking at Gideon right there. Um,
Do you think one of those figures is Mogi?
I think that
That
they're
we're
all.
saying.
I think that Mogi would be where the camera is, and they're or
Mm,
to the right of where the camera is, and they're all looking at her as she
okay.
walks into the room.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
More.
this disc I remember.
Okay. What is it?
Well, it's a disc.
Is that like one of the old seals? Because they're obviously doing a different thing with the seals. The seals in the books are supposed
There
to
is one.
unlock the
They
Dark One's
got once.
prison, but the seals on the show all just encase the Forsaken. They've already done
But
that in season 2.
okay, so there isn't there something in Tyr that is more or less like this that Rand has, or am I misremembering? Because Rand has something also, a Tirangrial.
Well, see, I think he was. Oh, yeah, he's got. I don't remember what it is that he carries.
He's got a couple of it, or even more.
Yeah. Well, he
And
carries a he. I out of he carry out of Iridian. He carries the two children call controllers, right, or the male children call controller.
yeah, but
Remember
in
the
Tyr, he got his hand in at least three things or two things.
yeah.
So
Well,
and one
but
of those
there's
is
no evidence. I mean, it's got to be a reference to something because otherwise they wouldn't have shown it so up close like that.
yeah,
But
it's true.
but on the other hand, uh, it doesn't look like Naomi took it because she walks straight past it to get this other little statue.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I
which
mean
that looks more like the Choden Call thing to me.
they received the list of things that they needed to get it right. So she
Yeah,
knows.
but Naomi said they like Leandrin later in the scene asks, "Did you get it?" And she says, "Yes, and everything else I could carry." Now she's getting the Mile Idom. That's important. So obviously that statue, which may be the female Chosen Call controller, and then the item, the male item, those two are obviously priority on the list. And as that's happening, Yellow's Black Aja Yellow is healing Leandrin. Joy is still fighting up a storm. Alana's
Yeah,
still
but
fighting up a
Joy is no longer for this world. No.
She probably gonna get hers. She's gonna get punished in some way. Because we see her in the trailer, I believe, and it looks like she's chained up. It looks like she's one that they caught. We'll get to that in a second. But Alana actually uses the one power against her as another yellow is healing Swan. This is brutal. And I don't know how much of this I could show either. But Leanne, you know what? I dig a dirty fight. If the one power ain't working for you, just beat the crap out of someone. Get whatever advantage you can.
Oh, they're linking.
Yeah, they are linking. Right? Yep. Anyway, what Leon does is she just basically bashes in the head of the Black Aja that was representing one of the white Aja.
Good for her.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm not going to show it here, but I loved it. Anyway, they're linking up so that they can just blow out the whole room. I don't know why just turning your backs and running away is going to protect you from that blast that is able to knock a door completely off. But regardless of that, that's what they do. They send out a blast that can knock a door completely off. As somehow Jean and Chesnel know to hide from the blast, and yet somehow Swan and Alana and Leanne survive, and Nynaeve for that matter. Cut back outside, Moiraine and Lan, they see the tower blow. Now, something like that. Look at all that coming out of there. How are Swan and Leandrin and Alana supposed to survive that simply by turning their backs? Did somebody put up some kind of a one power weave to protect them? That's Nynaeve, the only way I can think of.
Nynaeve secretly protected them.
The only channeling she could do saved everybody's lives.
I was like,
that's hilarious. That's great. I love it.
Should we be dunking on Nynaeve so much?
I know. We kind of have fun dunking on Nynaeve. After that Pogo de Drago tweet, I've had fun with that ever since.
You really like them. Like,
now, everybody actually seems to have survived the concussion. There's still people up and around. So, okay, I'll give them that.
I said I sturdier than normal people. Maybe they are. Who knows?
Yeah, well, either that or they just managed to get enough one power up to block
Swan is like
exerted on it. Yeah, Swan is still recovering here, but she says we cannot let them leave the city. And meanwhile, Adelaus, Varen has woke back up, but Adelaus is still out. But when she wakes up, she doesn't remember anything. She doesn't even remember who her sister is. So that's pretty scary. I don't know what the weave was, but for whatever reason, Varen was able to ward it off enough to the point where she still remembers who she is. And then Leandrin out in the street is asking Naomi if you got it, which sounds like they were looking specifically just for one thing, which I suspect is the male Idom. And then Naomi says, and whatever else I could carry. So she grabbed a whole bunch of things. Swan, how often do you see the Amerlin seat come out into the streets themselves without some kind of guard or whatever? Although she's got Alana and others with her, so I guess she's safe. But she's mad. She's taking this personally. And then it's Alana who finds them. Here's the thing. Leandrin, Janine, another Black
And
Dogs
just
is there.
Ilana, so it's like it's unfair, yeah.
Look who's not there. No Joya. Now, here's the weird thing. Alana's blast knocks Joya over, but then she gets back up to Link. So it's not like Alana's blast is what captured Joya. Yet, in the trailer, there's Joya chained up in what looks like the cells of Tar Valon under the tower. So we know that Joya did not make it out of the tower. Maybe she was just so weak she couldn't keep up with the others, and that's how she gets captured. Because of what Alana did to her, or because of the linking, she's not as strong as the rest of them. I don't know. But it feels like a sequence that's cut, edited a little bit quirky. Like I would have rather seen Alana do that thing to Joya after the linking. But I guess they were all recovering from the blast then. I don't know. It does. I'll just eat it, and that'll be fine. I mean, I won't complain about it.
I won't complain.
I won't be
Says
nitpicky,
Matt already complaining.
I won't be nitpicky, Matt, even though I already was nitpicky. Whew. That's a lot. Overall impressions of that first 11 minutes. Did you have fun?
I think I already said a lot of my impressions. That it's like incompetence of Swans, like is biting her in the ass, you know. Yeah, but this is like I really get angry. I really get angry. Like, you are in a position of power. You should always have the plan of, if everything goes to shit, what can I do?
Agreed.
But if, and she doesn't seem to have it. And it's obviously some plot convenience there, because they needed to have this confrontation.
Right.
And perhaps it's why in the books is not really explained, and it's not even shown. Like,
yeah, Jordan got away with it where the TV show couldn't. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So he was like, okay, yeah, let's just deal with the results. Let's just deal with the results, because I don't want to. I don't want to show this character as being so inept, possibly, or he simply didn't want to go there, because it creates more questions, right? Every time you go there. But the TV show, as you said several times, it's almost impossible. With your bingo card, that also poses so many questions about what is going to happen, because Elida and the whole thing that happens in the tower after it, we can say, right? This is a spoiler. Yeah, okay. So Elida has a plan that we are not sure she has a plan, because she's not really fleshed out, right? She just appears where I am from, like in the books that I read so far. You only hear about her that she's like Morgay's not second in command, but she's the main advisor.
Yeah.
And then you cut for months, I don't know, a period of time passes, and she's suddenly dropped at Tar Valon, and then you're going to realize no, Morgase actually has a lover and whatever. So Elida lost a little bit of favor, and you can see just for how Jordan writes that, like, she does have some agenda there, but you don't realize until she does it, until she deposes Swan, that that's what she wants. And you don't realize it why also. It just becomes clear a little bit later. And you say, when you were discussing with me, that you were never quite sure if with Elida was also a seek of power, also the element, and combined with the thing that she thinks that she's doing the right thing, right? The problem is like she's absolutely brutal in how she does it, you know.
True. Yes. Yeah.
And it's actually quite shocking, even in the few pages that you have of her actually speaking about it and confronting Swan. It's like and it's really it's beyond being ruthless. It's kind of like you're being really cruel now. You don't need to go that far.
It is just kind of brutal and confusing.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's very brutal and very confusing. And this is what I got from this sequence, which I really appreciate that they capture this part of the books very well. And if they can keep bringing this up, because I mean, I just read 4, and by my favorite is the 3rd one, especially because of the last 10 chapters that they keep like bringing up. So if they manage to do that in the series, that would be amazing, you know, like.
Right. Here's something else that I learned through interviews and everything, because there's been a ton of interviews. I'll put the Rapunzel's link for a playlist of all of them. But at one point, Rosamund Pike, who plays Moiraine, says that somewhere in this season, probably early on, she's going to try to convince Rand to go to Tyr to get Calendor. And he's going to say, no, we need to go to Meridian. I don't know if that means that the show is going to have him go back for Calendor eventually, because I got a feeling Moraine's gone after this season. I'm still,
yeah.
But at some point they're going to have to catch that back up. And again, in the books, Rand just stabs the sword back into the stone and leaves it. You know, it's like, okay,
goodbye. But
okay, Arthur's done playing. Arthur's going to put it back in the stone.
But he says there's a surprise for the people.
Oh yeah, he leaves booby traps. Yeah, he leaves lots of one-power booby traps.
And there is also the thing that he gets a ter'angreal in Tyr that actually makes him go to Meridian. It was a sangreal. It was something to boost his
a sangreal. Yeah. It boosts his power. But that's all it does, is it boosts his power. But he
managed to transport everybody with this boost.
Yeah.
That's what I understood. I don't know. He gets this from Tyr, and he managed to transport everybody together to Meridian, because there's like a large contingent with people, and the IU they had they were carrying stuff that they stole. I don't know. They stole. They
took their fifth. They took their fifth. Exactly. They get to do that. That's part of their culture and their custom. So that's fine. But okay. The thing is that in a couple of books it doesn't matter, because he's learned how to make gateways. But
at this point, everybody was pretty impressed. And Moiraine even says, "Oh, dude, you almost died here." And it's like, and Egwene, she was like, Egwene is there too, and she was like, "Oh, we have to be careful with these objects, blah blah blah." And he's like, obviously rolling his eyes, because that's what Rand does. Like,
Plus, it looks like, because it's going to take all the way from episode 2 to episode 4 for Rand to get to Meridian.
So they are traveling.
So they're probably gonna show him doing it on foot, just in little spurts.
Yeah,
that's where you have Lan and Rand training together and all of that other stuff.
Yeah. So we can. Tyr is gone.
For now. Will they come back?
Now, yeah.
I don't know. But I think we're pretty much saying that Tyr is gone, because they're going to explore all of the other stuff like Tel'aran'rhiod and everything. They're going to do that through Egwene on her journey to Meridian. And then she's, of course, once she gets to the Threefold Land, and Bear and not Amis, because Amis hasn't been casted, Elayne, are going to show her how to do her thing.
Yeah.
or control it better. I think that she stumbles on them just like she does in the books, except she uses a Terran Grial when she first stumbles upon. I think it's a Mies who she stumbles upon in the books, but it's going to be Bear because we see that in the trailer or in something. Anyway, let's move on. Actually, the next thing I want to talk about is the posters before we do the trailer, so that we can be sure that we are the absolute last podcast to talk about the trailer. So Amazon Prime has done many really cool posters in the last 3 or so weeks since the last time you and I talked.
Oh, Ishi is there.
He is in the background. Didn't notice that before. How is that possible, ladies and gentlemen? Are we going to call him Morden now? Who knows? So we've got Rand in front, obviously. There's all these spears. It's meant to represent kind of Iridian. Perrin's looking great. Moiraine's looking wow.
Yeah, let's not talk about Moiraine. Yeah.
Lanfear's looking wow. Even Liandrin's looking wow. Here's the one that got me, Matt. Now, what did I say for just to spoil my bingo card? I said there will not be because my bingo card is all what there will not be in season 3. I went the other opposite direction of what there will be in season 3. And I said, no Foxhead medallion. WatchSeries.com did a great job of showing us that in the poster, Matt is wearing a Foxhead medallion. Look at that thing.
And my point of waiting for the dust to settle in order to make observations is turned out to be the best decision to make, because I would not have noticed that a couple weeks ago, to be honest, because I would be so like, oh my God, I have to see everybody who's there. And as you all know, my laptop is so small and my eyes, they don't work anymore. So sometimes I don't see anything. So I would probably miss that detail.
It's weird how they have these people placed. They're all just...
Oh, Varian is also there. Oh my God.
Varian is there. Is that, I guess that's Min.
That's Min.
Min right next to Ishi in that wild.
That's really
considering what happened in season 2. Oh, look who's close together here. Elayne and Aviendha are very close together. How weird is that?
As they should. Yeah.
Then you have that's Alana and of course Loyal. They'll be at the Two Rivers with Perrin.
Nynaeve looks great here.
Nynaeve looks good. She looks like she's not having to channel. She's not struggling with anything.
she looks
Egwene also looks beautiful. Maddie always looks beautiful. Lan just looks like Lan because he is Lan. Mogi, can't tell much about her, but
and there's a hooded figure. Who is this? Is a Myrddraal?
I think it probably is a Myrddraal. Some people were saying possible gray man. I don't think that's the case. But you never know. Usually with the Myrddraal, they like to show their they like to have shots of them showing their teeth. So you never know. Could be. And let's move on. Foxhead medallion. Matt was wrong. Has already got that and one other.
Now, the evil women of Wheel of Time.
Well, that's funny because they called this the Dark Friends poster, except that Dane Bornhold isn't a Dark Friend.
Oh my God. And he looks very bad.
Yeah, he actually looks like it. He's like, what am I doing in this picture with these people?
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, I'm not a Dark Friend.
Oh. Now, Padan Fain, on the other hand, is a Dark Friend. I love this.
Elayne is not a Dark Friend. This is just the villains.
Yeah, it's just the villains poster. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a Dark Friend poster. You do have Mogi, you do have Liandrin, you do of course have the beautiful, the elegant lanfear. But with
And you have
Dane and
Elayne.
Elida in there, I wouldn't have villains is a much better description. I agree with you. Anything else about that? Any of that? Look at Elida Shaw.
Elayne is all the bling. It's amazing.
She is.
She looks more regal than the queen. That's why she got kicked out of Ender. Probably you look too good, Elayne. You have to go.
She is bling. She is Beyonce. Let's just put it that way. Not that Beyonce's bad. Don't equate it in that
the
way.
heroes.
Just the bling. This is the Ruidian crew.
The Ruidian crew. Mm-hmm.
Because we know Egwene's going there. We know Rand's going there. We know Moiraine's going there. We know Lan's going there. And now, perhaps, even though I said I don't think Aviendha is going to Ruidian, looks like she is. Because she's not in that shot where they're at Ruidian, but in the trailer, there's a shot of two women suspended in the rings. And I think the other one's Aviendha.
Yeah. But that matches the books, right?
Yes. So that matches the books.
She needs to become a wise one.
That she does. And even in the trailer, there's a shot of her being able to use the one power to create a fire spear. So that's cool too. Here's the Tanchico crew. Yeah. Tanchico. So here's Min looking rather indistinct.
She looks good. Oh, I think she looks good.
Matt.
I really like Min.
Yeah, I like Min. Min's one of my favorite characters, at least through the first 7 books or so, and even beyond that. So,
do you think she will save Swan also in the series?
I don't think she's going to be there when the coup happens. I think that they're moving her.
Yeah, but that's what I am asking, because they are putting Swan and Min in the same poster, so maybe that's like a hint that.
Well, it could be, or it could just be that Swan's going to be the one that's sending them to Tanchico.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
And there's nowhere else to put Swan. Because she's not sending Rand to Ruidian. She's not, and there's no Leanne in the poster either. Here's
the Amos Field.
Yeah, crew. This is your Two Rivers crew right here. Fael in the back. Look at that. Isabella looks fierce and ready to go. I love her pants too. Look at those pants. Those are cool. I love how everybody in this crew's got good hair. I mean, I love Fael's hair. I love Loyal's hair this season already by these posters. Perrin's got big 70s. And Alana looks fantastic as well. Although she's not wearing her morning makeup. And in a lot of the trailer shots, we see her with the makeup, under her eyes and everything. The same way that it was in season 1, when her fellow Aes Sedai died. And remember that one warder went through all that trouble. So she was wearing it at that funeral, but not here.
She's ready to go to war. The problem is, do you think Perrin will have a family to lose? Because
well, there's that shot in the trailer of him going to the apple blossoms, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so could it possibly be that his wife was buried there?
Yeah.
He can still go there for that reason, if for nothing else. Because I don't know if they alluded to the fact that he has any family.
Yeah, but they changed the whole storyline, so that's why I'm wondering if they are going to.
I think one thing that they could put back there is he goes to the apple fields, because that's where he had to leave before they could do any of that stuff, any of the funerals or anything.
That's true.
I'm betting that his wife is buried there. If no one else, I'm betting that's where they buried his wife. Which is a step that he's going to have to go through in order to be able to be with Fael anyway. Then you have Morghese, the lovely Olivia Williams, and look who's in the background there. Could that be Lord Gabriel? Could that be Lord Gabriel / Ravine
/ Forsaken?
Yes. Yes. I think that's who that is. Man, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure all these actors love getting in costumes and getting neat costumes and everything. I
But
wouldn't want
this
to.
is very good.
I wouldn't want to shoot for a whole day in that thing. That looks highly uncomfortable. When you scratch your neck and I don't know.
But it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Now we're getting into some other posters that are really wild.
I mean, look, Min is in Tar Valon, right? She will be in Tar Valon. It's not possible. Come on. I think she is.
Well, I think in this shot she's in Tar Valon, but she's going to be in Tar Valon. I think there's a scene where she's going to be in Tar Valon at the right after the
so
cold
she
open.
she will rescue Swan.
No, I think that they're already going to be gone to Tanchico before that happens. I really do.
Okay. You know more than I do, so.
Although, here's the thing. By the episode titles, it doesn't look like, and the episode descriptions that Amazon has already put out on their Prime, it doesn't look like Elayne and all of them are going to go to Tanchico until episode 3. So I don't know what's happening there. They would they do the Black Aja in episode 1 and then the coup in episode 2?
No. The coup happens at the end. Right?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
You mean to tell me that they're going to change the timeline?
They're taking Tyr completely out of the story and they're going to bring it back later.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what order they're going to put things in.
But the coup happens this season.
Well, Elaida is going to be there in episode 2.
Yeah. And then she just appears for a couple of episodes, then she appears again.
Okay. I'll take that. One of the things that I love, they've been using this phrase a lot in their press conferences and things like that. How the White Tower is dissolving, either through the Black Aja or whatever else. So they've taken that theme and they've made all of their characters dissolve. There's Leanne. Love her dress too. Leanne's a beautiful woman.
She looks beautiful, yeah.
But she's also dissolving. There's Varen in the White Tower. Also.
Yeah, but look, it's basically the end of an era, right, Matt? And Tar Valon and the White Tower as it is now at this point in the series.
Right. Will be over,
It will be over because this era is going to be over. So it's not the only institution that is going to go through.
Here's the other thing that makes me wonder what this is about with this whole dissolving thing is the way they're breaking apart and everything. There's a shot in the trailer where Egwene, and I thought it was during her accepted test when I first saw the trailer, but now I'm wondering if it's Teleron, because if you go back to season 2 and look at some of the things where Lanfear was messing with Rand or with Ishamael, the dissolving effect is used for Teleron a lot as well.
That's true, yeah.
So
you are making so many good points, Matt. It's almost like you have been spoiled of what's happening.
I have not been spoiled, but I'm just I'm getting lucky. Let me just put it that way. And plus, I have read all of the books, and I'm on another reread of. Right now, I am in Crossroads of Twilight, actually. So, Nynaeve, I love this outfit. Haven't seen her in any of the Tanchico shots in this outfit. We will see her in the first episode in that outfit, I think. I think I've seen it in a shot that was done for ITV's Good Morning Britain. All of these shots, I think, are from, these costumes are from the first episode, except maybe Swan's. Swan's looks different. Yeah. She's dissolving. Her crown's dissolving. Everything about Swan is dissolving. Elayne, Bubba's having a heart attack right now as he's watching this video.
Elayne has been a little bit absent, I think, in the
trailers and all the promotional stuff. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what they're doing with that there. I think they're trying to avoid the whole question about will her and Rand do the thing, because Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern got he. Congratulations, Lauren, by the way, but he is getting to do a season 1, season 2 recap actually for Prime Video. And he's going to release his director's cut of that on his channel, Unraveling the Pattern. And Prime Video's YouTube will put up his recap on their YouTube channel, which is great.
That's great.
Congratulations to Lauren. But because of that, they gave him a higher resolution trailer than everybody else got. And he was able to brighten up that image of the bubbles of evil. That's Egwene in that bed. It's Egwene in the bed.
I am shocked.
I don't know why. Yeah.
Well, I know, when you have an ex-boyfriend or in your case an ex-girlfriend, and sometimes you get to go for a coffee just to talk, and one thing leads to another, and bubbles of evil.
Again, I was so wrong. I was thinking it could be anybody. I don't care who it is. It cannot be Egwene. Bah, it's Egwene. Thank you, Lauren, for unraveling that for us. But
let's recap.
But now I'm just more wrong than ever.
First episode of the first season.
Oh, it's definitely happening in episode 1.
They were boinking.
Yeah. So old habits die hard, folks. At any rate,
wow.
Elida, this dress is incredible. I don't know. The bling, of course, she's got the bling. She's always going to have the bling. Yeah. But this dress is amazing. Yeah. It's this red, pinkish, different shades of red with just a little hint of white stretched through it, all in stripe patterns. And of course, she's got all of her bling, and she's holding a book. What book might she be holding?
You know what, Matt? I'm going to say something that if Elida, like, she can make things happen, right? Yes. So if she did not have the personality that she had, like not the personality, but the inclinations that she had, she would actually be like a phenomenal Armling Sith, like a very effective one to have in this period, except for her opinions and everything else. But I mean, the woman is capable.
Nothing controversial being said there.
Yes.
Moiraine is dissolving. She's in. This one is weird because it's not in Tar Valon. It's really not in the Threefold Land that I can tell. It's more like in those mountains in between. But she is wearing the outfit that she was wearing in the
beautiful outfit,
holding the globe or whatever it is that she's holding, the Terangrial. Now, the costume designer, Sarah, said that this jacket is important for a particular reason. I have no idea what that means. But Rand is dissolving as well, as he should. Everybody hates Rand.
Hey, I'm still thinking about Egwene and Rand and Bubbles of Evil. Maybe Rand was sleeping in the other bedroom and he heard Egwene screaming, and then he just went there. Maybe they're not doing anything. Maybe you're trying
to put something there that's not there. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Lan's sword is dissolving. It's got the heron mark, but this isn't the sword he was with in season 1, because he's given it to Rand, evidently. This is a spare one.
People should be giving Rand their swords. That's my personal opinion. Like, he's always going through swords.
Yeah. It's a land decision. It's more exciting than peeing on a tree. I will say that.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, Bubba had asked, will Lan do anything interesting this season? And I said, well,
And you said
there
no.
are no trees in the waste to pee on, so it might be more exciting to see him pee on a rock. I'm not sure.
You know what will happen? You
What?
know how Alana will lose her warder, so she will spend the whole season already preparing for getting a second one.
Mm-hmm. And who do you think she's
That
going to take?
Well, I think she is going to go slowly crazy by grief, and then she will do what she does.
In the books?
Yeah, that's my gut feeling where they're taking Alana to.
Okay, I can see that
That will be
happening.
okay.
I,
Yeah,
to me,
she lost her true love, and now
yeah.
she's kind of crazy. Yeah.
To me, that's like rape. It's
It,
the one time I cheer for Rand.
but it is. Nobody's saying it's not. I'm just saying that I think that's how they are going to justify the
What she
changing.
does, yeah.
Yeah, like for her from her point of view, because from until now she has been a very upstanding character, So
Exactly.
that's what
And we don't want to
how
piss
true
Priyanka
she is.
off as an actress, so that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Egwene, this outfit, I know that she's wearing in the first scene you see her in season 1. But the bottom outfit is the one that you see in the trailer shots a lot. Although you do see this outfit once when she's in Tel'aran'rhiod and Bear finds her. Again, she is dissolving.
I love Egwene.
Yeah.
I know that the fandom has some sort of like split opinion on her.
Yeah.
But I love her. I love her so much.
She's very easy to root for in the early books.
I mean, for what yeah, but I'm all for like a very capable, ambitious woman that has had heart in the right place, but sometimes has to piss people off, people that she loves off. So it's kind of relatable.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah. She does a noble thing at the end, but yeah. Memory of Light. Once you get done with that one, let me know what you think about Egwene then.
I don't know, because the whole thing about the boys, she's a little bit boy crazy for my taste. So
don't worry about her and Gowan. That's just idiocy. You can
no. I think the like it's one of the things in the books that annoys me, but then I have to remind myself that they are teenagers. It's like there was like, oh, this boy, he likes me so much, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Aviendha. Look at that fierce warrior there, holding their spear. She's got a shot in the trailer where she grabs a spear like that, and then suddenly it turns into flame. I love that shot.
Wow.
And then there's all of them kind of put together
in a very strange way. Yes.
Yeah. Well, so that it looks like there's the rings that Moiraine will go into, and that I think Aviendha will go into.
It's the Rings of Power. It's the crossover. The crossover of Amazon.
You will not get to see Sauron this season. I'm sorry, it will not happen.
The biggest Amazon event, the Rings of Power, Wheel of Time Reacher.
There's the poster without any of the wording on it. That's all I've got for the posters.
Great.
We're going to have to stop right there because there is no way we're going to get through all of this in just one episode. I'll try and get the other episode out as quick as I can. This way we will further ensure that we are the last podcast to ever cover this trailer. And we probably won't even do it very well. But that's the way it goes. You can find Priscilla at Priscilla TV1 on YouTube. You can find me, Matthew Murdoch, .bsky.social or mattsaudioblog@gmail.com, MATTS audioblog@gmail.com. Don't forget, Double P Media's social medias are the word double, the letters PHQ, and the YouTube is at the word double, the letter P, the word media. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.